Well, right when we start this video up, the fire whistle goes off. It is Monday night. It is just a little bit after 7 p.m. Monday night practice for our area fire department is tonight, but it's not till 8. So at any rate, that's what you're going to hear in the background. As you can see, we have the chopper in the shop. We're getting a little bit of a late start on videoing anything. I just had my hands full today doing various things. Now, in the last video, we ended up finishing up wheat here yesterday. It rained this morning about 2:30, 3 o'clock. We got 5/8 to 3/4 of an inch, kind of shut us down for the morning. We got going here around noon, moving a little manure, and then it started raining here a little bit ago, about maybe 4:30ish, 5 o'clock. As you can see, we have the chopper in the shop here. And we are getting ready to dump the engine oil out of it. It is about 20 hours away from an oil change. And we're gonna do the oil change right meow. So if you recall the last video that we did on this chopper, we ended up putting a little bit of a piece of sheet metal on a panel. If you recognize this panel here, that panel is still in the chopper with some mild, soft, cheesy sheet metal on it. I don't know what that looks like. We're gonna pull that out in a little while here. We do need to drop the oil because, like I said, it is due for an oil change. So along with this panel here, we had a bunch of other work done to this chopper as well. We'll drop a little bit of a video down in the, it's a video that Jake made from when he worked on this. We have just returned home from Kaz Equipment with this chopper. Back in the, well, let me finish talking about this panel here. So with doing the oil change, we're also going to throw this panel in. Now I could just keep this other panel in there and run that until it gives us a problem, but who knows when that's going to be. That's going to happen when there's 5 trucks in the field and we just need to frickin' go. So I bought a new panel. This panel here is $2,958 for the chute. The seal was $10. We've got some bolts and we got some nuts. So this whole job was $2,976. You might say, gee, Andy, that is an awful lot of money for some sheet metal. Well, that is highly abrasive resistant steel. We're gonna see what that panel looks like after chopping about 150 acres. I don't remember how many tons we did that day, but the panel that we put the piece of sheet metal on was the original one. And I'm not gonna put a piece of mild steel on every cutting. It's just the labor, the time, the whatever would probably turn into more than $2,900. So you might say, Andy, geez, what did you have done to this chopper that you had to go and pick it up from Kaz? Well, back in the winter time, we had one of the guys from Casanova come over and they did a whole walk around of this chopper. They took all of the information from John Deere as far as, you know, hey, look for this. Being that this machine has got this many hours on it, look for that, look for, you know, various things. One of the items that we did to this chopper is we ended up replacing this air induction something or other. We did a bunch of other work that these choppers don't need to have done unless they have the amount of hours that this machine has on it. One of the items that John Deere said to look for, they said to look at the welds for the knife holders on the knife drum. And there was some of them with some very minute hairline cracks. Rich, the mechanic from Kaz, said you have two options. You can weld these, but I was afraid to weld them for two reasons. One, you cause that drum to be out of balance because they are balanced. They are welded with a robot, and when they get done welding these, they make sure that every weld is exactly the same as the other one. Now, it might not be as critical as what I am thinking, but if I have a problem with this knife drum after I weld it coming apart and just destroying itself, I'm going to say, hey, I was the cause of the destruction that we had done to it. So I said, well, this winter we're going to go ahead and put a new knife drum in it. I put a new set of knives in this. I don't know if it was between second and third cutting last year or third and fourth. I don't remember when it was, but it was in need of a set of knives between this past cutting that we did and this next cutting that we're going to do. So I looked at that and I said, you know what? I'm going to put a set of knives in this. Then this winter I'm going to replace the knife drum. Sometimes it's easier, cheaper to buy the knife drum loaded with knives already on it. I don't need another set of knives. I don't need to have a set of this year's knives that did third cutting. We probably aren't going to do fourth this year because we ain't going to have room for it. And then I've got another set of knives hanging around. So I got a hold of Jake and I said, hey, you know what? When we got done with this was when we got done with second cutting. I said, hey, here we are. We've got some issues with the stone detection system. We had a bad wire harness. We need that problem addressed. And here's my situation. I need knives. It needs a knife drum. It doesn't need a knife drum now. If you have time, do you have time to change the knife drum and do the wire harness on it now? Or if you don't have time now, do you want me to bring it to you and you can do the wire harness for the stone detection? I'm just giving you options, Jake. He says, okay, let me get back to you. He had a full slate. He had a couple of he had a couple of windows open up and he had an opportunity to do the knife drum now. I said, well, let's get it done now then, and then I won't have all these knives hanging around. So they ended up putting a new knife drum into this, a new wire harness. And we're going to show you the video that he took of this chopper over in their shop when they tore it apart. The spiral band, the band that is underneath the knife drum, was completely wore out. Now, we need to adjust that as the knives wear. I don't know if it was halfway through second cutting. I adjusted that gap distance between it and the knives halfway through second cutting. Where this was wore out, you cannot see down in to see how wore out it was. I brought the panel up to where it needed to be. I ran it until it hit. I backed it off, did the proper gap. We went with it. And I've noticed that this chopper has had a different sound to it for the better part of maybe the last cutting and maybe part of the cutting before it. But sometimes I can't hear all that great, and I just kind of ignored it, but I did kind of notice something to it. When they pulled this knife drum out, they pulled that spiral band out, and it was completely wore through. Now, when these wear out, sometimes you can see a discoloration in the paint. I did not see any discoloration in the paint or nothing, and I didn't have any trouble with the machine plugging between the knife drum and the blower. Occasionally we see that problem with the drier alfalfa. When we get behind on chopping this alfalfa, we will run into issues where we are plugging up between the floor or the knife drum and the blower paddles. I had a couple of minor issues during second cutting where I plugged at the very end of the spout because the hay was so heavy, sucking in wads, and I just didn't get the cutter head shut down in time. Bang. It would plug up very lightly at the end, and I could tell that we didn't have any wind going through, and I would just clean it out. I caught it every time before it plugged the chopper from the tip. You want to be careful of how you plug the tip up. From the tip all the way down to the knife drum. So at any rate, they put a new knife drum in this, new spiral band. That spiral band is $5,000. It is, well, this is $2,900. It is just a little bit bigger than this, and it's got a little bit more of a curve to it. But again, this is highly abrasive resistant steel. The job that they did to this chopper was right around 40 grand. So we are over 40 grand when we add in that panel right there. So they put a new wire harness that crosses over from one side of the cutter head to the other. We had had some issues with it in the past, and it had also caught on fire here back in first cutting. So we're new. Oh, where are we new? We are new back here. We've got a new bracket here. That bracket was broken. We're new from here down to here. This is a custom add-on from Horgan Family Dairy for when we do corn. Just keeps this guy from getting unplugged. I don't remember how much that harness was, but I did get a price on it, and I said to Jake, I said, just frickin' put it on there. That runs across from one side here to the other. When we did feed rolls on this 2 years ago, I ended up frickin' melting the damn thing trying to get these pins out, and we boogered it back together, and with the amount of hours that are on this machine, it needed to be replaced anyways. So I don't know, did I disclose a price and what it cost for everything? Yeah, it was somewhere around 40 grand. But with the amount of material that has gone through this chopper, 40 grand is nothing at the end of the day compared to a brand new chopper. It is a lot of money, but at any rate, it is what it is. So we're gonna dump the oil out of this. We'll join up with you guys tomorrow. We'll show you what the knife drum looks like, the wire harness, and all that stuff. We're getting long-winded here with the gabbing, if you will, and it's 7:15. I usually like to release my videos at 7 o'clock. The video prior to, well, it's not prior to this one because I'm about a week behind. I have not had time to kick it out to you guys so you can view it. So we're going to join up with you guys tomorrow. The next clip from this video will be tomorrow. We want to talk about this package here. This is a toe strap. This is it's not a, you know, all them goofy names you hear, you know, them name brands, whatevers. This is a 10-inch by 30-foot toe strap. I don't know what the tensile strength of our grade 100 half-inch chain is, but it's probably somewhere around there. One of you guys sent this to me. There was no information on the box. Nate opened the stuff up. He says, hey, you got a brand new toe strap here. I said, well, Nate, I don't know who sent that. So whoever sent this toe strap, I do want to thank you, and I don't know where I'm going to put it. I would like to maybe put it on the chopper. Therefore, we would be able to get rid of that chain. It would be a handier item to handle. Chain is 25 foot. This is 30, but all of our trucks would have to have a clevis on them so that you're not tearing the very end of the actual strap itself. So whoever sent that to me, drop a comment down below, drop me an email so I can properly thank you. Nate opened this up, and he opened this up and he said there was no note in the box or anything. So enough talking. Drop the oil, and we'll join up with you tomorrow. We will, yeah, get you tomorrow. You guys probably want to see this oil getting drained out of here. So we got a quarter turn. Now we'll make sure it's hitting the pail, because it's probably not. Oh boy, it's hitting the pail. Now, see how clean this floor is? We're going to see how much of a mess I make draining this oil. We've got 3 empty pails, and we're going to see if we can't get all of the oil into these 3 empty pails. Can you see that? I don't know if you can see that. Yeah? Oh, the rain is picking back up again. Got to get the fancy old light out here. Seeker 3. This guy's been around for a little while, folks, so you can see it. Yeah. Good light. All right. Rain's picking back up. You guys want to, for those of you that haven't gotten any rain, do you want to walk out in it and get wet a little bit? Yeehaw. Yep. All right. Let's get this oil drained out. I need to get over and get this video turned on for you guys. The video that is going to upload tonight is the, I don't remember what one it is. It's the video where I start to work on the grain head. No, not that one. The one where the cutting edge gets put on the payloader bucket. That's what video I have that I need to let you guys see tonight. All right, let's giddy up. All right, so we are just draining the last little bit of oil. This chopper engine holds 66 quarts. We removed the engine oil fill cap. Therefore, we'll let this drain overnight here. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload or release to you guys the video that I was supposed to turn on a little bit earlier today, right now. And I'm going to show you how that is all done. Now, I don't have time during the day to stop halfway through the day and go in and relax, kick my feet up and edit a video. I take my camera, which you guys are viewing this on a GoPro. I pull the little tiny mini SD card out of it at night. Upload it into my iPad. Takes maybe 5, 6, 7 minutes to upload the daily content into it while I'm heating up my dinner. Then while I'm eating my dinner, I look through the different files that I videoed for the day, compile them all together, and then I go through and I cut out all of the crap. It takes me maybe 45 minutes to an hour to edit together an actual video. And then once it uploads, it doesn't upload as fast as you think. It's not like just sending out a text message to one of your buddies and having it upload that fast. It takes about 3 hours for the video, once you get it finalized and you upload it to YouTube, it takes about 3 hours for it to get to YouTube. Then YouTube goes through it with all of their different filters, make sure that there's not any explicit, graphic, or gory material in the video, and then they let it be out there so that you can either turn it on to public or not. So I've got my iPhone here. I've got YouTube Studio. And this is an app that any of us that's on YouTube is putting out videos has. So we go into YouTube Studio, and here you can see the title of this video that we're going to release to you guys is Two Men and a Boy Get the Job Done. Now, I titled that video here a little bit ago, and we need to edit it. So we're going to go into the little pencil here. What we want to do is, it is a private video right now. So this video is not going to be seen by anybody until we turn it to public. So we obviously want to monetize it because you guys like to see the commercials. So we're going to monetize it. Monetization is on. So then we're going to go into here, and then we're going to go from visibility is set to private. So we are going to go into visibility. We've got several options. Usually I hit the schedule, and if I have time after the video is uploaded and there's several hours before it is the actual upload time and the time that I release the video, I can hit the schedule tab here and schedule it for a desired time. We're just going to hit public because we need to release this now. We are 32 minutes late from the actual time of the video. So once we hit save, that is going to release to you guys. Save. Bang. So in this video here, I actually picked out a screenshot, or not the screenshot, but the thumbnail that YouTube suggested. So if we don't like that thumbnail, we can go over to here. Oh, wait a minute. Here, we can go to edit. Then we can go up to the thumbnail tab here. We could put a custom thumbnail in, or we can choose from the other two thumbnails. Here is one with Davey with his back to us. We can see Andrew on the side of the bucket. If we hit save, that would be the thumbnail you see. The other one is we got this one idiot here with this neon yellow shirt on. He's working on something he doesn't know really what he's doing with. We don't want that one, so that we're going to X out of this. We're going to hit cancel. We're going to X out. We're going to hit discard, and we're going to leave that alone. So that is how that is done. So as you can see, we don't have any oil on the floor, and we are going to leave this sit for tonight, and we will join up with you guys tomorrow. We have jaw-jacked and gabbed here long enough. So yeah, let's join up with you guys tomorrow. Well, we are into the following day. We're going to pick up right where we left off here last night. We're going to get this oil change done on this chopper. We're going to put that panel on like I was saying last night. And we'll open up the front knife case there. We'll show you all the parts that they put on when it was over to Kaz. So we're getting some rain here right now. Andrew's washing the baler. We're going to put that away and get this tractor on the grain drill. Over to the farm that's furthest to the north. They got over 6 inches of rain last night. We've got 3 tractor trailers over helping them guys relocate some manure in their lagoon. They're moving it from one lagoon to another right now. So let's get this thing buttoned up here. They're doing oil change on this truck, and they're moving tires around on silage trucks, getting ready for when we chop third cutting here. So Let me get some things done to this, and then we'll pull that panel out. We'll get a look-see at that, and we'll show you all the expensive parts that they put into this.